And welcome, guys. Welcome to season one, episode two of the now rebranded Always Triggered Sports Podcast. I know I got a new look. Welcome in. Welcome, guys. My name's Big Nate. I am super excited for this episode. Learning new things every day, making this thing as good as I can. I want to ask you guys, make sure, please, like, comment, and subscribe. It really would help me out. Tell me things you like about the podcast. Tell me things you don't like. There's something that you'd rather I talk about or a topic that's very near and dear to you, please be sure to comment. I'll try to be as involved as possible. I'm new to everything and I just want to grow something together. So I appreciate everyone who's watching. All right. So, episode two here today, guys. Today is Saturday, August 21st. Today, we're going to go ahead and take a look at some updates on Cowboys news before the game tonight. We're going to run through some news around the league. This episode is going to be a little short and sweet. Like I said, this is a different look I have this week. Again, tell me what you like, what you don't like about it. And let's go ahead and kick this thing off. We're going to go ahead and kick this thing off with just some general Cowboys news. Some big news out of Cowboys camp this week. Two big-time players are feeling better. We've got Dak Prescott throwing again at practice. And we have Amari Cooper returning from injury, I believe he was on the PUP list, back to practice. So Dak Prescott throwing is great to see. Obviously, that lat strain is something I've kept an eye on. It has at times made me super concerned, at other times made me not concerned at all. So really don't know until I see him maybe in some more action, which is going to be disappointing. We have a game tonight. The Dallas Cowboys do at 8 p.m. versus the Texans, and Dak Prescott will not be taking the field for that game. Now, Amari Cooper is supposed to be playing in the game tonight. We'll see how many snaps he gets, how he looks, and how he comes along. Dak is most likely not going to play at all in the preseason, which, again, I personally am disappointed by it. But, hey, it is what it is. It's what they believe is better for him. I don't know if his injury will last how long into the regular season. I do believe the Cowboys have a fairly early to mid bye week. I believe it's week 7. So we'll see how the Cowboys look and how this injury kind of pans out a couple of weeks into the year. If the Cowboys start slow, for me personally, I'm not going to be overly concerned with it. I would always prefer my favorite teams to finish strong. You want your team playing at its best, not during the beginning of the year, but very much toward the playoffs. And for example, we all know if we take a look back at those old Cowboys, I believe that was that one year we went 13-3, and we definitely peaked early in the year. You look at other teams around the league. Look at last year, the Pittsburgh Steelers going 11-0, and man, I think they finished 1-4 last year. Kind of limped into the playoffs. So, not my preferred way to go about a season. I would prefer very much so my team gets hot and peaks right at the end of the year. You look at historically teams like the Packers have done that when they won a Super Bowl. The Giants have done that when they won a Super Bowl. So those teams that kind of are upward trending going into the playoffs tend, in my opinion, to play a lot better. And just to be more solid teams in general, you have your identity built. You're really laying down your will when it comes to knowing what you do best and then going out there and putting it on the other team. Texans and Cowboys always is a heated match. I believe they call that the game for the Governor's Cup, which actually is awarded to the winning team. The Cowboys and Texans play each other every preseason. All right, so that kind of caps up the Cowboys news. Let's go ahead and move into some other league news that I thought was noteworthy. So Patrick Mahomes has dropped, or is going to be dropping, a brand new shoe, his first shoe, called the Mahomes One Impact FLXs. They are by Adidas. The color scheme on these bad boys is solar green, cloud white, and core black. So for those of you listening, if you're looking at the shoe, it's mostly green on the top and it's got a white sole. And the bars on the side, the Adidas logo, look really nice. They're outlined, kind of like they're not solid. They're just an outline. And I like them. They look really good. The PM logo, I think, by Patrick Mahomes is fairly stylish. If you're looking at the shoe, it's not a low top shoe. It's not your retro high top. It's kind of that mid to high, most common to basketball shoes. So I can relate. I have a pair of Hyper Dunks myself, as well as some Kyrie 7s. Those of you know me know that I've really taken a liking to pretty neat shoes lately and have those on my shoe rack now, those two that I mentioned. And I don't think I'll be adding this Patrick Mahomes shoe to my shoe rack anytime soon, but I think it's a very good looking shoe. Saw it in the news. I thought it was very interesting. You don't typically see football players with shoes, or at least I don't. So seeing him with a brand, it's really neat. These shoes, they're going to drop on Monday, the 23rd of August at 3 in the morning. I'll go ahead and throw a link in the description below, because why not? If anyone listening wants to buy them, go ahead. They're $130. So based on what I've seen first impressions, I'd say that's a pretty good deal. That's the exact same I think I paid for my Kyrie 7s. Obviously, I'd rather have those than these, but if you're into Patrick Mahomes, if you're into Adidas shoes, these look like something that can do you pretty well. So, all right, this one's going to be some local news for me, being that I live in this team's market. The Washington football team this week has announced that they've narrowed potential team names down to 3. Now, we don't know what those 3 team names are, or those potential names, and I really would love to know. I personally can't wait to see what comes out with the Washington football team and their name. I like their current setup with the Washington football team, with the numbers on the side of their helmets. I think this really ties them to their history. It keeps their color scheme, obviously. I'm a big fan of what they're doing now as opposed to what they've done in the last 20 some odd years. I really have seen this team go from the Jack Kent Cook days down the tubes with Daniel Snyder. I mean, this team is nothing compared to what it used to be. So seeing this old school logo, the history, established, the numbers on the side of the helmet, I'm a big fan of it. So I hope the new name, whatever one they end up picking, or I hope all 3 of the options are really good. I can't wait to find out. You guys know I'll be sure to post it as soon as I find out, as I'm very interested to know what they're going to rename their team. So best of luck to them. This will be the last year of the 2021 season where they'll be riding out the Washington football team. So by next year, we should know, and I'm hoping that these 3 names get released sooner than later. Major bag alert. Major bag alert. We've got a major bag alert. Earlier this week, Jamal Adams signed a 4-year, $70 million extension. He's on the last year of his rookie contract, but he is signed through the 2025 season. Now, on this extension, $38 million is guaranteed. What I found interesting in this story was that his mom helped him end his contract dispute. So his mom told him that she was going to be happy, I'm paraphrasing here, and that she's already proud of him. He went ahead and signed with the Hawks. So I don't know personally if I'm a big believer in the Hawks, just in general, but when you can get a young talent like that locked onto your squad, now you're talking. And you talk about a secondary that's kind of fell apart after the Legion of Boom days. So now they have someone stable and young that they can maybe build another type of, sound secondary to go along with him. So thank you, Mom, for helping, and I guess all the Seattle fans are stoked that they get to have him through 2025. All right, so moving right along here. Earlier this week, I believe Tuesday into Wednesday, Justin Fields had a groin injury. Now, that obviously is concerning, being that he was a first-round pick by the Bears for quarterback. So obviously that comes with its own amount of pressure right there. I am in the camp of Justin Fields being a transcendent player for the Chicago franchise. You talk about a franchise that's never had a 4,000-yard passer. They have Andy Dalton right now. I believe in Andy Dalton. I think that he's going to be the perfect quarterback to give the Bears some time so that Justin Fields can mature and grow into the quarterback that he's going to be and be that leader for the Bears. So I really believe in that, and in him and the quarterbacks, although I'm not the biggest fan of Coach Nagy, and he was being conservative with Justin Fields' injury. I will tell you, as of this recording, he was able, even though he didn't practice and they were being conservative, he was able to play today. He went 9 for 19 for 80 yards. He had gotten sacked twice, and that Bears offensive line is just not very good, for a 59.1 rating for Justin Fields. So not the greatest of days out there on Saturday playing against that Bills defense. And yes, I know obviously it's a preseason, but he's getting better health wise. He's getting better, NFL wise as a rookie, and glad to see that he was able to make the game. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next bit of news. This one obviously caught a lot of people's eyes, and that was on Tuesday, the 17th of August. Tim Tebow was released from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, obviously, this conversation, the Tim Tebow conversation, can go many, many directions. I'll go ahead and give you guys my thoughts on Tim Tebow. So right away, I'm going to say I knew he wasn't going to make the team as tight end. Obviously maybe backup quarterback or some sort of hybrid special player. He could have made the team that way. Did I think he was going to be an NFL tight end? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No way. Now, I don't, however, believe that he took someone's spot. When you're talking about preseason football and how many people you bring in the preseason, and obviously you make cuts, there's practice squad guys, him doing what he wanted to do to pursue something, by all means, he's able to do it. And we all know, you can't understate who Tim Tebow is as a person and what kind of influence he has. We all know how he feels about his religion and how much of a humanitarian he is. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he's not a good person. Now, him fulfilling his dreams, wanting to try out, that's great. Urban Meyer, I thought, unlike what a lot of media outlets were reporting, my feelings were, why wouldn't Urban Meyer want him there? Tim Tebow is an NFL quarterback. You can, not now, obviously, but he was. And you can't understate the fact that he's going to help Trevor Lawrence, and he knows Coach Urban Meyer because Coach coached him in Florida. So I thought that was a great move to bring in Tim Tebow. It's good for the culture down there. It's good for the work ethic. It's good for the morale of the team. It's good for Coach Meyer. It's good for Trevor Lawrence. I had no problem with him going there. Now, I never thought he was going to make the team, and obviously he didn't. So this doesn't come as a shock to me, but anytime Tim Tebow's name is mentioned in the realm of the NFL, that's just going to be global news. So wanted to definitely talk about it. Wish him the best in whatever he decides to do next. But, man, I'll tell you what, if you saw those blocks he threw, not good. So he definitely wasn't going to make the team. But best of luck to him, and we'll move right along. All right, news out of Packers camp this week. Earlier on Monday, Jordan Love injured his shoulder. He was not able to practice. He missed the game today, Saturday. This is a setback for Jordan Love, who apparently hasn't been wowing anyone in camp. But how can you really wow anyone when you're next to Aaron Rodgers? The guy is 22 years old. I'm not the biggest fan of Jordan Love, but that kind of an injury to a player, which they put a lot of draft capital in, is important. And to be honest, too, do I know what the Packers are doing with anything? With Devontae Adams, with Aaron Rodgers, with Jordan Love? I'm surprised they signed Aaron Jones. I'm glad they did. I think he's an excellent running back. I just don't trust Brian Gutekunst, if that's how you pronounce his name correctly. I'm not a big fan of him with the whole Aaron Rodgers situation and how the Packers organization is run. They're the only NFL team that it doesn't have a sole owner. This injury sucks for Jordan. Hopefully he'll be okay. Who knows what he'll turn into. I'm not rooting against him. I just don't have a lot of high hope for him, nor do I draft him very high. How can you pick somebody on any dynasty team, fantasy team, knowing that he's behind Aaron Rodgers? I mean, you're just basically, he's never going to see the field. The episodes for Hard Knocks, they come out every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. I've been watching them. We're 2 weeks in, so episode 3 will be coming up here in a few days. And I'll tell you something. It's got a lot of insight. If you have not seen this show before, definitely give it a look. If you love football nearly as much as I do, in general, if you just like NFL films, because it's kind of different, right? NFL films is not necessarily just football. When you look at the creative standpoint of what NFL films is able to provide, and you can really see how much that storytelling and how much that kind of drama comes out. So I'm a huge fan of it. I've been watching it two episodes in, and to be honest with you, there's a few takeaways I have simply from watching it. One, I didn't know very much about Dak Prescott's like tenacity, and I don't know if he's ramped that up, but I've never seen that. When he's at the podium, he definitely seems very, very relaxed. And when he's in practice, when you see him talking to his teammates and talking just in general, man, he is high energy, high motor. So that's been very fun to see. Zeke's looking great. I call him Slim Zeke this year. That's my nickname for him, Slim Zeke. He is looking cut. He's got a new swag to him, a new look to him, and he's been featured on Hard Knocks, obviously. So both of them coming in together as rookies 6 years ago. They are the best of friends. It's a really fun watch to see it from that point of view. Get to see guys like CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jones, Mike McCarthy. Now, Mike McCarthy definitely is a little boring, and rightfully so. That's who he is. I mean, he's just an older guy, and he is not, at least to me, not the most relatable. I do like that kind of blue collar kind of guy, that Pittsburgh attitude. I will not lie. I like that, and from what I can tell, the team really likes the coaching staff. I really like the coaching staff, learning more about them as far as their personalities. So it's a great show to watch. All right, and moving into some COVID related news, we had two teams that caught my eye this week: the Atlanta Falcons and the Las Vegas Raiders. The Falcons being the first team to be 100% vaccinated. I found that extremely interesting. I want to commend them, give them a lot of respect. I personally believe very much so in protecting yourself, protecting your loved ones, protecting people that this unfortunate disease has put at risk, and it's already killed way too many people. Falcons being a fully vaccinated team, that's great. From a competitive advantage that they have, that's phenomenal. That's very noteworthy. That's a good way to lead by example in their community, and a lot of respect for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, Vegas, they made COVID news because they actually are requiring that all fans attending home games this year in 2021 will be required to show proof of vaccination in order to attend the game. Mr. Al Davis' son, he was very adamant about not having fans in that lovely new stadium they have. I really want to go see that stadium. By the way, it looks amazing. Now, he was basically saying last year that why would I let 1,000 or 5,000 people attend if this thing can't be packed? If that Death Star can't be packed, I don't want fans in there. Now, this year, having that place fully open, man, that's going to be great for John Gruden. That's going to be great for all the Raiders. That's going to be extremely awesome to see. Can't wait to watch Las Vegas games out there. And maybe one day I'll find myself back there in Vegas. If it's around football time, I might go see a game. So, all right. And I want to thank you all for watching. To be honest, really, if you made it through the whole video, really thank you so very much. I appreciate you for listening. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Do everything you can to help me out if you enjoy the content, and like I said, participate, because I'm trying to just see where this goes. So much love and have an excellent day. Click my video. I got Tim Tebow in here.